Puerto Rico on its way to becoming the 51st state. It is the major question facing not only those living on the island, but also the United States. News Channel 5's Stephanie Ramirez joins us live. And Steph, what prompted all this?
Well, Chris, the referendum on statehood was on the November 6th ballot in Puerto Rico, but I'm sure you remember on November 6th, the presidential election took over the media. So the fact that the referendum passed took a lot of people by surprise, but it's something being discussed here and now. There's a special connection between Puerto Ricans in Northeast Ohio to those back on the island.
We have a lot of our family members are still in Puerto Rico, and we share with them their joy.
And at this Puerto Rican restaurant on Cleveland's west side, the referendum is all owners are talking about with customers.
We didn't expect it to go through.
The surprise? According to the Associated Press, on November 6th, about 61% of Puerto Ricans voted on a two-part ballot in favor of statehood, marking the first time a majority has ever done so. But the ballot is not as clear-cut as it seems.
There were 500,000 people who didn't vote at all on that issue and could have voted.
Jose Feliciano, chairman of the Hispanic Roundtable, a nonprofit that works to empower the area's Hispanic community, believes nearly 500,000 people not voting is a sign Puerto Ricans definitely want change, but not necessarily to become the 51st state. Still, the fact that the referendum passed has many, including Ohio's Hispanic Alliance Director Juan Molina Crespo, seriously discussing the social, economic, and political aspects now involved.
This is an issue that would have to go through Congress.
Politicians could have a vested interest in whether or not Puerto Rico becomes the 51st state.
There are 3.7 million Puerto Ricans in Puerto Rico. That translates in rough terms into 2 senators, 4 or 5 congressmen. That's a lot of power.
Things to also change. Puerto Ricans could vote for president. They would also have to pay federal taxes. But as Crespo explains, there's a deep-rooted social aspect to becoming a state that has prevented the island from doing so since at least the 50s.
The dominant language has been historically, since before the Taino, since the Spain's Inquisition, Spanish. How is that going to be received?
Both have different views on statehood, but Crespo and Feliciano agree. They don't believe the measure will pass in Congress. As for restaurant owner Nidvia Ruiz,
I'm not sure, but whatever the island decides, we will support it.
And the 2 area Hispanic leaders I spoke with also brought up the fact that right now the United States has a lot on its plate right now when we talk about issues of the national deficit or the war in Afghanistan. So they don't think that this is a measure that will be brought to Congress or be passed if it is brought to Congress. So I guess, Chris, we're just going to have to wait and see. On your side in Cleveland, Stephanie Ramirez, News Channel